What's up, guys? I want to do one more video before I call it a day, man. I want to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks, man. And, you know, I kind of stuck my neck out there a couple of weeks ago, whatever it was, maybe a week and a half ago, whatever, when I made that video talking about the Bucks. And I was saying that I think they're for real this year, man. That I think that they've adapted to the modern NBA, more up-tempo, more reliant on perimeter, three-point shooting and whatnot. And they're still on pace to win 56 games this year. You know what I'm saying? I think the franchise record is 59. So they're still on pace to be a very good team. But, there's some things that are troubling me with this club, man. And the main thing is that the Bucks play their level of competition. You know what I'm saying? Like, against a team like the Golden State Warriors or what have you, you know what I'm saying? They look great. They look exceptional. But then when they play against a team like the Phoenix Suns, they lose. They lost last night against the New York Knicks. They almost lost to the Chicago Bulls. They lost to the Charlotte Hornets. Not that the Hornets are horrible, but still, if you're a team that's at one point in time, the Bucks were like neck and neck with Toronto as far as having the best record in the Eastern Conference. And now I think the Bucks are, what is it, fractionally behind the Sixers, I think now, for second. Or they're like third or something like that. And the Bucks can't play like this, man. Like you have to approach every game the same way. You have to. All the great teams do that. Now, sometimes I know Cleveland was doing that. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes the Cavaliers seem like they could, play their level of competition at times too. And, you really can't do that. But the only thing I'll say about Cleveland had LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Like, as good as Giannis is, he's not LeBron James. He can't do the same things that LeBron James could do on the court. You know what I'm saying? And that's no knock on Giannis. Giannis is an exceptional player, but, I just wish they'll fix that. You know what I'm saying? I also didn't agree with Coach Budenholzer taking out Chris Middleton the other day, man. What was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. I don't know what that was about. I understand that Middleton was struggling. I think he was 3-11 from the floor. I don't know if it was some other issues going on, but for excuse me, for all intent and purposes, Chris Middleton is their closer. He's their go-to guy. And without the go-to guy, we saw what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically what I'm saying is Giannis is exceptional. But if you don't have another, like, consistent offensive player out there on the court, the defense can, especially with post players, you can neutralize these guys. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what that was about, but the Bucks let the Knicks hang around and around and hang around, and they came back, forced to get in overtime, and their outside shooting won the game. I think there was something like a ridiculous 20 or 30 or 6 from beyond the arc. Like, how the fuck you gonna win a game letting your opponent shoot like that, man? And that's another thing I gotta get into. The Bucks were always known as a great defensive team, even if they couldn't score. All right, even if they were a team that could not score, their defense would often win games for them or keep them in the game. And the Bucks, to me, aren't playing as good defensively as they did the first 10 games. Well, the first 7 or 8 games of the season, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen that many games for the Bucks, but it seems like there's been a drop off defensively with this club the last maybe 12 to 15 games or so. There's been a drop off, and I think they're becoming too 3-point happy, and that's not the Bucks' identity as a team to me. Like, you have the 3-point shooting because you have to adapt, but the Bucks have always been a defensive-minded club, and they're getting away from that. And I think what happens is when they play against these bad teams, they try to outscore them. They're like, well, we don't have to work as hard against this bad team. We can just outscore these guys. Man, today's NBA, man, the way that the defense is lax, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of, you're kind of, you know, it's kind of hard at times to stop players, and it's harder to guard the three than it used to be, and it almost seems like it's contagious, man. Like when one guy gets hot from beyond the arc, and then another guy gets hot, it's like everybody just starts shooting the basketball better or whatever, man. And I don't know, man. It's like the Bucks defense is just not what it was, man. And this has to be addressed. And if they don't make any improvements, man, like they're going to be a team that's going to win 55 games. All right. Giannis is going to put up his numbers. Giannis is going to be great because Giannis is Giannis. But the way they're playing right now and the mindset that they have and the approach that they have, this team going to struggle in the first round against a team that they should beat 4-0 or at least 4-1, and they're going to fuck around and lose in the second round. And then it's going to be another season of, well, why did the Bucks not, play up to their expectations? Sometimes, man, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I think these players need a guy like a Jason Kidd, man. Like, from what I understand, Jason Kidd was hard on these motherfuckers, man. But, the way players are mentally now, man, it's like they need someone that's a buddy, someone that coddles them and shit, man. They kind of need somebody on them, man, because, look, see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I was looking at Giannis, looking at something that Giannis was saying about Budenholzer, man. Obviously, he was talking about Jason Kidd. He was saying sometimes Jason Kidd would have us afraid of, making mistakes out there or whatever, man. And I understand we come from, like, you shouldn't be, like, tentative to the point where, you're afraid your coach going to yell at you and shit, man. But, sometimes you kind of need that type of discipline out there, man. You need a coach that's going to get on his players, man, to play at a certain level and to take the game seriously. That's one thing I remember about Jason Kidd, man. He took the game of basketball very seriously, man. And some of these guys, they like the game, they play it, but I don't think they have the mentality to take the game as seriously as it needs to be to get to that next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of these guys are just interested in putting up good numbers, putting up numbers to the point where they can secure a large contract. But I don't think these guys know what it takes to actually win. And You know what I'm saying? Mike Budenholzer is a good coach, but, you know, is he trying to, be these guys like, is he, what I'm saying? Like, is he trying to be too friendly with these guys? Is he trying to, what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on in the locker room, man, but, and I don't want to make it sound like this team is in disarray. They're not. They're 15-7, but I can see this team being right there with Toronto. Toronto is 20-4. Toronto has the best record in the NBA. And Toronto is hungry. You know what I'm saying? Toronto is tired of being a bridesmaid in the Eastern Conference all the time. You know what I'm saying? Every year, they kept getting their ass beat by LeBron James. And now that he's not there anymore, they're not bullshitting this year, man. This team, they're not bullshitting. And Milwaukee, I don't know if they're there yet, man. I think that they're there. I want to believe it, but I don't know if they've gotten there yet mentally. But I don't know, man. Tell me what you guys think.